Phuket Extra is brought to you by Coast Beach Club and Bistro at Centara Grand Beach Resort. Chill in the sun, sip under the stars.
Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mistanta, and welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by Coast Beach Club and Bistro at Centara Grand Beach Resort, Phuket. And today we got Bangkok's one-ticket transportation system and unlucky school officials. But first we'll start off with this. If Phuket Governor Chokchai Dachamortan has it his way, the properties that are being rented out for periods less than 30 days and have not yet registered as hotels, well, they will be demolished. The governor's warning to operators who illegally rent out properties for less than 30 days came during a committee meeting yesterday at Provincial Hall, where 860 venues across the island were identified that are still operating as illegal hotels. Only 507 of the total 1,367 venues around Phuket had registered so far, though the deadline to do so is January 31st. The governor warned that legal action will be taken if they don't register within the deadline, but if he had it his way, they'd be demolished. For the full story, head over to thephuketnews.com. And all elephants in Phuket are fully registered. That's according to wildlife officials who completed their campaign to identify all the pachyderms in Phuket in a bid to crack down on trafficking of the creatures. It took about 5 days to inspect and confirm the identity of all 222 elephants in the 23 camps across the island, though some officials were hurt in the process when elephants at camps in Rawai and Chalong were spooked. None of the injuries were serious, however. And are you heading to Bangkok later this year? Well, in June, officials expect to start rolling out the new one-ticket system for all rail lines and bus services in the capital. The new Spider ticketing system would be available for use on the BTS SkyTrain, Airport Rail Link, the Purple Line, and the Blue Line subway service, including all 2,600 buses on Bangkok roads. Officials from Bangkok Mass Transit Authority say they expect the whole system to be up and running by the end of 2017, with a partial introduction to start in June. And sit tight, Phuket Extra will be right back after these words. And welcome back to Phuket Extra. If you're ever in the emergency unit at a hospital in Thailand, the medical fees should be waived. That's according to the Health Service Support Department, citing a law that was passed just last year. The 2016 Sanatorium Act was passed as a means to standardize high-quality care in private and state hospitals. The law states that hospital managers known for charging patients more than the stipulated rates will be fined of up to 20,000 baht and/or face a year in jail. The law also cracks down on exaggerated advertisements with serious fines for violators. For more, visit thephuketnews.com. And a new education initiative to help schools in urgent need of quality development has seen 4,500 schools enter the program, with over 600 of them identified as having poor education. It's all a program from the Office of the Basic Education Commission, or OBEC, called the Intensive Care Unit Project, to provide funding and resources for schools with various degrees of problems. The agency announced yesterday that while 679 schools don't meet quality standards, nearly 2,500 schools lack proper teaching materials and facilities, and over 1,000 schools have teacher shortages. More schools could be added to the program, including places in the Deep South that are affected by the recent floods, with funds for maintenance costs having already been dispersed to those schools. And finally, in Chiang Mai, police found the headmaster of a local school stuck in his car on the side of a cliff just a day after he was reported missing. Some kid, Kam Keo, the headmaster of Pang Hin School in Mai Jam, was found alive but with broken ribs after his car had slid down the cliff and he got stuck. It took authorities more than an hour to extricate him from the car, and he was only discovered when a rescue volunteer had stopped near the area to urinate off the side of the cliff. The story comes just as police in Cha Am investigate a fire that broke out in front of a teacher's quarters at a school in Phetchaburi, and they suspect unhappy students were responsible. The motorcycle of a 52-year-old teacher who had bought it less than a week ago was found completely destroyed after it was lit on fire, and police are accusing students of igniting the blaze. The investigation is ongoing. And that's it for Phuket Extra today. From all of us here at the Phuket News Center, thank you for watching. Until tomorrow, stay classy, Phuket.
Strength and conditioning classes, Phuket only official CrossFit, yoga, basic and Olympic lifting, mobility and recovery classes, ice baths, saunas and free weights. Go hard or go home.
Kenny Rogers Roasters, where chicken is done right. Succulent, tender, and aromatic. Kenny Rogers Roasters is putting love back into food.
Kenny Rogers Roasters.